10 countries that never mandated the 2021 vaccine.
Bangladesh. Bangladeshi people are amongst some of the most educated and friendliest people on earth. The capital being Dhaka. Dhaka is the 6th most densely populated city in the world with about 29,000 persons per square kilometer. Bangladeshi cooking is famed for its uses of seafood and fishes in curry. So the Chingri malai is definitely a dish you have to try. The Chingri malai is a delicious, creamy, yet satisfying seafood curry that is prepared by cooking prawns or shrimp in coconut milk sauce with spices served on basmati rice. And the rickshaw is the most common way to get around town. Are U.S. citizens permitted to enter? Yes, provided they get a visa. Is a negative C-19 test required for entry? Only for those not vaccinated against the C-19 virus. Is a curfew in place? No. Are U.S. citizens required to quarantine? No. Maldives. Maldives is made up of roughly 1,200 islands in the Indian Ocean, which about 200 of those are inhabited by locals, and additionally 100 are exclusively private island resorts. Chances are if you come to the Maldives, you'll be staying on a private resort and don't have to worry about safety as a tourist, since crime is practically unheard of in this country. Are U.S. citizens permitted to enter? Yes. Is a negative C-19 test required for entry? Yes. No curfews, no quarantines, but if you do test positive, you gotta stay indoors for 7 days. I mean, that only makes sense, right? Turkey. Istanbul is a popular tourist destination. Couple of fun facts is Istanbul was the capital of 3 empires for 2,000 years, being the Roman, the Ottoman, and the Byzantine empires. Turkish food is delicious, and they are known for their famous kebabs and seafood. In fact, 2 internet personalities exploded through the internet, one being Nesrek, which we know as Salt Bae, and the other one being CZN Burak. Now, Salt Bae got famous for the way how he sprinkles salt on the food that he prepares. CZN Burak got famous by being the gentleman that's always smiling, looking at the camera lens, and preparing food at the same time while keeping the same facial expression. It's almost as if he's teasing you to try his food. Are U.S. citizens permitted to enter Turkey? Yes. Is a negative C-19 virus test required? Yes. Only for those who don't have proof of vaccination. Remember, you just need the test. It doesn't say that you need the vaccination to get inside the country. Is a curfew in place? No. And are U.S. citizens required to quarantine? No. Cameroon. Cameroon is a country in the West African region, although many think it's a West African country. The predominant languages here are French and English, with French being the majority. Most of the tourism is around beach resorts like Kribi. It is surrounded by beautiful waterfalls which plunge directly into the sea. Cameroon also has national parks, which is protected by the country, where they have elephants, hyenas, gazelles, cheetahs, lions. Are U.S. citizens permitted to enter? Yes. Is a negative C-19 test required for entry? Yes. No curfews, no quarantines, but if you do test positive, you gotta stay indoors for 7 days. Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast has one of the world's largest productions of coca and cashews. So those who love chocolate and nuts, you definitely gonna love eating in this country. According to the Guinness World Book of Records, it is known to have one of the largest churches in the world. Ivory Coast also has multiple national parks, which is great for ecotourism. Can U.S. citizens enter? Yes. PCR test? Not if you're vaxxed. Curfews? No. Quarantine? Nope. Djibouti. Djibouti is the most urbanized city of East Africa, and it's home to most of the beautiful women in the world. They say women outnumber men in this country, 100 women for every 85 men. And I can see how Djibouti has some of the most beautiful women in the world. Just look how it's strategically placed on the map. There is Djibouti. Right next to Djibouti, across the Gulf of Aden, is Yemen. And then to the southeast of Djibouti is Somalia. To the southwest is Ethiopia. So with a blend of all these cultures going into Djibouti, of course, when you mix, you get something that looks like this. So fellas, there is booty in Djibouti. But also note that the 2 dominant languages here in Djibouti is French and Arabic. You might have to step up your language game if you want a chance of talking to one of the ladies out there. Djibouti is home to some of the most beautiful beaches in Africa, and tourism in Djibouti is received all year round, with tons of it being centered around seafood lovers and water activity. Djibouti is one of the smallest and most stable countries in the world. The country is safe due to the presence of military bases from leaders from all over the world. We got the United States, we got Europe up in here, we also got China recently coming up in here. Can U.S. citizens enter? Yes. PCR test? Yes. Curfews? No. Quarantine? No. A few of these countries, you will need a visa to enter the country. So if you do need some help on getting the documents ready or get your visas together to enter some of these countries, you can definitely check out the folks on iVisa.com. If you guys join the iVisa, underneath my affiliate link, I do get a piece of the commission from it. So if you guys need the information to enter places like Djibouti, Bangladesh, definitely check out iVisa.com. Haiti. Now, Haiti so far is the only country in the Caribbean known to not have closed its borders off. The country is known to handle a lot of things medically by holistic means. They have beautiful beaches, they have good cuisine, and Port-au-Prince is the 8th most densely populated city in the world, about 27,000 persons per square kilometer. Is it open to U.S. citizens? Yes. PCR Test? Yes. Curfews? Nah. Quarantine? Nope. Mexico. Now, the Mexicans have been the kings of the pandemic. It is the most visited country in the world starting from 2020 because of its laid-back approach to this, with popular spots like Cancun, Tulum, and Oaxaca. Anybody can go to Mexico. There are no curfews, there is no quarantines, you don't need a test to get inside. Mexico just want that money. Nicaragua, another country in Latin America that have not closed its doors, but it often loses in popularity due to its neighbor Costa Rica. But I would say that Nicaragua is a country that is known as the land of lakes and volcanoes. This country has the second largest rainforest in the Americas, where Brazil has the largest, being the Amazon River. Nicaragua also has beautiful beaches and it has great food. Can US citizens enter? Yes. Do you need a PCR test? Yes. Curfews? No. Quarantine? Also no. And let's get into Venezuela. Venezuela has the world's largest known oil reserves and has been one of the world's leading exporters of oil. Venezuela is known for having one of the most unique arepas. Not only put cheese into the arepas, you can put almost anything in arepas, like beef, chicken, pork. So they have that arepa game down pat. Beauty is also a big business in Venezuela, where if you look at the Miss Universe pageants, Venezuela has won 7 times in Miss Universe, making the second country with the most crowns. And Venezuela has a lot of attractive ladies. If you can't get into Venezuela, you'll see a majority of them within Colombia. Places you'll find Venezuelans are Cartagena in Colombia, as well as the Colombian border of Cucuta. The wildlife in Venezuela is amazing too, with Venezuela being a mega diverse country. Venezuela is one of the 17 mega diverse countries in the world and the 7th country in the world with the highest number of wild species. You'll find tons of animals here, from amphibians, mammals, reptiles, and even rodents. I do have to let you guys know that as an American, it is fairly complicated to get into Venezuela. So if you would like to know how to get into Venezuela, check this video out right here.